Have you ever cloned a project from GitHub or received project files from a teammate or wondered who actually owns these files? In Linux, every file has a owner, and today we will understand how ownership works and how to change it using the chown command. So quick recap I want to share before this. In the previous video, we learned how to change permissions using the chmod command. Now we saw how to decide like who can read, who can write, and who can execute a file. But imagine this, the permissions are perfect, yet the file belongs to the wrong user. Then what do we do? That's where chown command comes in. This word chown simply means change owner, unlike chmod, which changes permissions. At the same time, chown changes who owns the file. And once you understand this difference, Linux permissions becomes much easier to understand. Now before we jump into the terminal, let's understand it with a simple real-life example. With this real-life story, you will start resonating how Linux works in exactly the same way. So imagine you have bought a laptop. Right now it belongs to you. After a year, you decide to sell it to your friend. Now does the laptop change? No. Do the files inside change? No. The only thing that changes is the owner. So Linux works in exactly same way. Now every file has an owner and the chown command let us change that owner. Now open terminal and practice with me practically. So open WSL in your PC and you can see that your terminal opened. So first I create a fresh folder called make directory as chown demo. So we can practice everything step by step. That's why I created a fresh folder. Now press enter. Now I want to move inside that folder. So type cd chown demo. Next I will create a simple file called project.txt. So type touch project.txt. Now let's list the files with their detailed information. So type ls-l to get all those information in detail. Everything we will learn about the chown command starts from this output. So let's understand it first. Like this output, I want to check current user. So type whoami. So it's saying root. I'm adding here new user named as Force. So write a new password. I have set up the password and retype the password. Now it's saying password for Force changed by root. Now I can write as I have switched to the new user, that is Force. Now check as by typing whoami. So it's clearly you can see it's clearly displaying Force username. Now create a directory again by typing make directory chown demo. We are actually doing under our username, original username, not under root. So I have made this directory named as chown demo again and change the directory by typing chown demo. Now touch project.txt. Now I want to see the details of file. So ls-l, you can see. Let's understand each part one by one. We already know about this part, rw dash, r dash dash, r dash dash. These are the permissions. Since we have already covered them in previous video, but today I want you to focus on these two names, snaceforce, written two times. The first snaceforce is the owner of the file, and the second snaceforce, it's the person who owns these files. You can think of it like that. Like second snaceforce represents the group. First snaceforce is the owner of the group, owner of the file, and second snaceforce represents the group. Group, you can understand it as it's simply a collection of users who can share certain permissions. Like right now, both the owner and group have the same name because I created this file using my current user account with name snaceforce. But how do we know which user I'm currently logged in as? So let's verify it ourselves. Like type who am I? Output you will get as with your username. So this command simply tells us that the name of the user we are currently logged in as. Since I'm logged in as snaceforce and I created this file, so Linux automatically made snaceforce as the owner of this file. That's why you see the same name here. Now imagine I leave the company or I want to hand over this project to another developer. So this file doesn't need to be recreated. We just need to change its owner, and that's exactly what the chown command is used for. Let's understand this with one more example. Like it's written here, sudo chown new user developers project.txt. So let's understand this command first. Like sudo gives administrator privilege, chown means change owner, new user is the person who will become the new owner, and project.txt is the file whose ownership we are changing. So if this user exists on your system, Linux will transfer the ownership to that user. Now we can even change both the owner and the group in a single command. Like the owner becomes new user and the group becomes developers. So final wrap up, I want to share, like let's quickly first revise till now what we learned today. So we learned that every file in Linux has an owner and a group. We understood how to identify the current owner using the ls-l command. We also learned how to check the currently logged in user with whoami command. And finally, we understood how the chown command is used to change the owner. Now before we end this video, there's one important concept we will cover next. Like we know now how chmod and chown work individually. So in next video, I will explain or you will understand and compare them when to use which one. Like how they differentiate using with practical examples. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.